Hey guys, welcome back to Clubhouse Kids. So this video is going to be what my 9th grader will be doing for the 2019-2020 school year. So if you're interested in his curriculum, stick around. So this will be my first year homeschooling high school, and I will say it has been a little bit overwhelming planning and getting him ready. I am a little bit out of my comfort zone. I never planned on homeschooling high school. I thought my kids would go be homeschooled through 8th grade and then go to our public school. But my oldest son has decided that he would rather be homeschooled. A lot of his friends are homeschooled. They are choosing to be homeschooled through high school as well. They have talked about maybe taking some electives at the school. He won't be doing it this year, but that is an option for maybe sophomore year and on. But for freshman year, he will be taking all of his subjects here. I have watched about every single YouTube video on every mom out there that has homeschooled high school. I have read so many websites trying to prepare and get ready for his year. So I will first start with kind of like his overview map. So what I came up with is this says 9th grade planning guide, and each page has 5 weeks worth of lessons. And basically, so this is week 1. So his subjects that he will be taking this year are math, writing, literature, Spanish, consumer ed, science, geography, Bible, and PE. And so for the first week of school, you can see for math, he will do lessons 1 through 5. And then after I have graded it or checked it, I will write the grade here or make a check mark. Definitely the first couple weeks is going to be a learning curve for him and myself. I'm just trying to figure out what works best. I have not actually ever kept grades for my kids. My 8th grade down, kids have to complete their work until it is completely done, and then we put it away. So I have never kept official grades for my kids, and so this will be the first year that I will do that. And so I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do that, but so I don't know if I will be just checking this after he has completed the assignment and do a separate grade book, or write his grades in here and then calculate everything at the end of the term. But I feel like I have a good start on how to start his year. For writing, that first week of school, he'll be doing 4 assignments. Literature, he'll be doing 3. Spanish, he'll do 5. Consumer ed, he'll do 3. Science, he'll do 5. Geography, he's going to do 5. He's going to do half of his first chapter of his Bible devotional, and then he'll keep a PE journal. And so that's kind of like his first week of school, and then we'll go on to the second week and so on. And so this is my planning guide, and then for him, I got him a student planner. We are going to use a well-planned day planner. Now these start in the month of July, and we start in the month of June. And so he is starting in the back of his planner, and I just kind of changed the June 2020 calendar to June 2019. It's not perfect, but for the last 2 weeks of June, it will work. And so his first page is just a calendar. I wrote a couple of his stuff on here to kind of get him started, what an idea of what I'm wanting him to put on his calendar. And then in the next page, this is going to be his PE journal. And he's just going to have to write the date and kind of what he did for PE, and I'll kind of go over that a little more when I get to what we're doing with him for PE this year. And then he has his weekly setup. With my other kids, I write out their daily assignments and put it on a Post-it and put it on their folder on their desk. For him, we are going to try doing a whole week worth of assignments, kind of what I'm expecting him to get done by the end of the week. So if he has a day where he would rather just bump something to the other day or go ahead and do a couple more assignments for the next day, he has the flexibility to do that. And so what I did, you can see our first day of school is June 17th, and I kind of wrote out what I expect him to do on that Monday. He has to do math lesson 1, writing lesson 1A, Spanish day 1, foundations class 1, science day 1, geography day 1, devotional, he has to do half of day 1, and then his PE journal. And so that's kind of how I have set up each of the weeks, and my plan is to, on Sundays, just write out his next week for him. If he didn't complete something in this week, it would just be bumped to the next week, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. But that's what I have planned for his planner. So let's get into his subjects. All right, so for math, he is going to do teaching textbooks, Algebra 1, and that is all online. We do not purchase a separate book to go with it. He will have just a notebook that he will use to keep a math journal and his notes and work his problems and stuff like that. So for math, we're doing teaching textbooks, which I love teaching textbooks. All my kids, 3rd grade on, I put them into teaching textbooks. For writing, he is going to do Essentials in Writing 9. This is also, he's going to also take this online. So he'll watch the class online and then complete the assignments. I also purchased the additional packet that they had that he can send his writings to Essentials in Writing, and they will grade them and send them back. So we are going to try that as well. Writing is probably one of my least favorite subjects to teach, so I am really excited that he can have somebody else look over his writing and give him tips, because this has been a frustrating subject for him and I in the past. So I'm excited to try Essentials in Writing 9 with him this year. And then for literature, he's going to use Essentials in Literature 9. This is the same company that is doing his writing program. From what I have read and researched, the literature and the writing go really well together. So we are going to do this. And then I also made him a binder and just printed a picture of the book cover. And in here I have just all his first unit short stories. So his first unit that he's working on in Essentials in Literature is fiction. And so here's all his short stories that he needs for the fiction unit. And I just kind of copied everything, hole punched them, and put them into this binder to keep everything neat and organized. For Spanish, he is going to do Spanish 1 through BJU Press. He is doing this as distant learning. But I chose the DVDs instead of online, and I did that because we only have one school computer for the 5 of my kids. And so I was a little bit worried that he would be on the computer all day, and then my other kids would have a hard time completing their math assignments. And so I did a lot of research. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I did so much research and watched so many other YouTube moms on all of these curriculums before I kind of like finalized my decision. And it really didn't look like that much of a difference between getting the DVD lessons versus watching the lessons online. So we chose to do the DVD lessons. So it comes in a box like this, and then all his lessons are in this. So he will be watching his lesson, and then he will be completing the assignment. So this is his textbook. And then there's an activity manual to go with it. And BJU is so organized, so I think that this is going to go really well. I also made him a binder for each one of his subjects, and so this is his Spanish one. And this is how they have set up his class, which I think is just fabulous and organized. So this here says day 1, video 1. So he'd say to watch his video, and then it just basically tells him what he needs to do to complete day 1. And after he has finished that, he can check it. And then this will make it so nice for me at the end of the day to be able to go through and grade his stuff, make sure that he has done this. And it made lesson planning, making sure that he gets in all of his lessons by the end of the school year, super easy night as well. So there's 180 class periods to this curriculum. So there is literally 180 days where they just lay out what he needs. And then I have this little section, and then here's some extra handouts that he will need throughout the year that I put behind his kind of lesson plan student guide. So that is for Spanish. In each one of the BJU Press curriculums that I am going to show you that he's using is kind of set up the same way. So it's very, very nice. For consumer ed, he's going to do Foundations in Personal Finance, and this is the Dave Ramsey High School edition for homeschoolers. And it is kind of set up the same way as BJU Press. He has DVD lessons, and then he has activities that he has to work through. In the book, I have a teacher guide that with all the answers and everything to go along with this as well. And then, so he will basically just be completing his lessons and then turning this book in, and I'll be grading it at the end of the day. I have heard excellent things about this Foundations curriculum. Family in general follows the Dave Ramsey principles in our finances, so I am really excited for him to use this curriculum. For science, he is going to use physical science. This is also through BJU Press Distant Learning. So this is his textbook, and then he has a lab to go along with this. And so this is his lab manual. For geography, he is doing cultural geography, and this is also through BJU Press. And so he will be doing this online as distant learning as well. And so he has his textbook to go with this, and then his student activity book here. For Bible, I picked out 2 devotional books for him, and then he will also be doing Right Now Media, just like the rest of my kids. On Right Now Media, he will be able to choose the topics that he wants, and then if he chooses a devotional that has a book that goes along with it, I've just told him that he has to kind of tell me a couple weeks ahead so I can order that and have it ready before he starts his devotional. And then the 2 devotional books that I chose for him to do this year is, the first one is called Do Right, Learning to Make Wise Choices in the Face of Temptation. This will take him about 8 weeks to complete. And then the other one he's going to be doing is Fruit of the Tongue, a biblical study of the power of words. And this as well is going to take him about 8 weeks to complete. So he'll be doing these 2 devotionals, and then the rest of the year he will be on Right Now Media. And then his last subject, he will be doing a full year of PE. And for PE for freshman year, we have gotten him a membership at the gym that his dad works out at. And so he will be going in the mornings with his dad to work out. And his dad is kind of taking over PE for him. He has some apps that he's going to have him work on. So he'll be doing some running, swimming, lifting, and things like that. And then so what I'm going to do is he's going to have to journal what he's done during his PE time in his student planner. And so we just kind of have a journal of kind of what he did for PE over the course of the year. So that completes what my 9th grader will be doing this school year. I am pretty excited to start. It is actually Saturday today, and we start school this coming Monday. So we start school on June 17th of this year. And so I am really down to the wire. So I am very excited that I am filming this video, because that means that I am ready to go. He was my last one that I kind of had to wrap up a couple last things with. So now I can kind of prep his desk area, and then I will do a full room tour, show you guys what our homeschool room looks like, and then we will be officially ready to start school on Monday. So I have his desk, you can see it's facing our window. He's the only child that I have facing the window. For the most part, he doesn't work a lot on his desk. He prefers to kind of get his stuff and go upstairs on our kitchen island and do his work, which I'm fine with. I mean, he's in 9th grade now. He will also go in his room and like read on his bed or something like that. And so I really didn't matter where I put his desk. It's kind of, his desk is more for him to kind of store all his subjects in. And so I like this spot because I didn't really want to put any of my other kids looking out a window, especially my ones that can't focus as much. So I think this is the perfect spot for him. He's closest to, you can see behind us is our bookshelf, and I'm excited to show you guys our new school room. We have transformed our family room into our homeschool room for this year, and actually it turned out so nice, and I think it's going to be a really great year. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in my next one.